My name's Luke Laybourne, DWB Roof Truss, and I'm the gang leader. We tend to do a lot of big sites. Now and again we might do someone's extension or little reservation or little bits and bobs, but very much big companies, big production. Well, our saw that we had previously, it was just too slow. Everything was push, hold, everything was just taking too long. And obviously Dave Bell and Phil Daniels went down to have a look at someone who was in Salvador, and they just said straight away, that's for us. Well, we only cut timber. We're getting so much cut on the saw, so where we'd maybe take 3 days, 4 days to cut the job, we can do it in 2 days. So it just gives you a bit more to play with. We are cutting, I'd say we're cutting probably 50% more. I'll give you an example. We put a 6-0 on, and before we'd be maybe losing 700-800 mil. Now we're chucking away 50 mil because of the way it cuts the blocks. The job we cut is for the blocks, and you can go outside and have a look in the skip. There's just no offcuts. Because we make a bit of a joke about it, and the guy who gets the firewood, we've got someone who comes in, he's like, oh, you know what? Now you've got that new saw, I'm not getting no waste. We always make a joke about it. We always do. Your hands are nowhere near the blade. It pretty much runs itself. You're just typing in what you need to say, and it does it. There's not once since I've used that have I ever felt unsafe. So obviously you've got your keyboard, so you're here with your keyboard, and then what I've noticed as well now with the saw, is probably just an additional thing I'm adding onto it, but it pretty much thinks for you as well, because like you'll put your bits in and what size you need, and then when you put your timber on, it's reading it and it's giving you the best option of what to get out of it. And it kind of makes the job a little bit easier, which is always a good thing. You don't tell them that, but it makes my job a bit easier. So basically the boss from Anglia come down with his 2 lads who are going to operate the saw, and I just went through it all with them and give them a demonstration of what it was working. I just give my opinion of the saw, because how I like to assess things, if I own this business, would I buy that saw for what I need? And the answer was yes. So I just tried giving him that, just relay that back to him. He watched me working on it, and he said straight away, he was like, whoa, the blocks. It's hard to explain if you don't work on the floors, but the blocks are always the one that take the longest, because on the other saws we used to have to push through, cut. You could put 9 bits on that saw and it'd cut you 400-500 blocks, and you don't touch the saw. It cuts it for you, and that is where the production's gaining. So I just said to him, I was just honest with him. I just said to him what everything is about it. I went through a few bits with them tools, going to use it, and they felt like they picked it up straight away with just me explaining it. I'm not saying I'm a professional by any means, I was just showing them the bits and bobs. Now I've worked here for getting on for 17 years now. So I've worked on different saws, I've worked on everything, and what it does, obviously it only cuts 90/90s, that's what we need, that's all we need it for, but for what we use it, you can't get a better saw for what we need. It ticks every box.